Everybody in the YTBC, LDBC, ASBC, MOBC, and shout out to Wood to God and H Money at BNB Sports. Um, got a lot of madness going on right now with this Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua situation. Some people seem to think it's $100 million fight. Some people seem to think it's a $50 or $60 million fight. In my eyes, I think it's a $50 or $60 million fight. That's just what I think. I don't think Wilder's a big enough pay-per-view star in America to sell enough pay-per-views to make it a $100 million fight, and nor is AJ. I did see where some people are saying they offered him 12.5 million. Some people are saying that they offered him 12.5 million pounds, which would be closer to 18 million. If it's a $60 million fight, that's almost giving Wilder 20 million at 18.5, which if that's true, I'm sure they can negotiate that up to 20 million. At this point, I just want to see the fight. I don't really give a damn about nobody's money. I don't give a damn about who gets what, who gets this, who gets that. I just want to see the fight. That's all I want to see. And hopefully they can get it done. I did see what AJ said if Wilder's team thinks it's a $100 million fight, that he'll take a 50-50 split and they can be the ones that make the offer. You know, I can kind of understand it because he's saying, look, this is what we offered you. We offered you, by our numbers, we think it's going to be a $60 million fight. If y'all think it's a $100 million fight, then y'all provide the offer for the $100 million. Which, I mean, I can see it from both sides. I just see what Wilder said. He'll take whatever. It doesn't matter to him. The money doesn't matter. He even told Ness to quit counting his pockets and just let the fight happen. So in my eyes, I'm looking at it like, well, if they offer you 18.5, you almost at that point got to take that. I did see videos today where guys are saying that Anthony Joshua said he'll take a guaranteed 50 million. But that's really not what he said. He really said that if Wilder's team thinks it's a $100 million fight, then you provide the offer for the fight. Instead of us providing you the offer, we think it's gonna be 60 million. If y'all think it's gonna be 100 million, you all provide the offer, and then I'll take a 50-50 split with you. He's got 3 belts. I can understand, where he's coming from. Like I said, I understand from both sides. I just want to see the damn fight. I'm tired of all the talking. I'm tired of all the back and forth on YouTube about this and about that. Like I said yesterday, the only thing that's keeping this from being a race war is 2 black fighters. If it was a white and a black guy, like I said, this would probably be a racial divide on YouTube at this point. I just hope they sign the fight. I just hope they sign the fight because they don't have much longer to do it before Povetkin and AJ have to go to a purse bid. And if the fight doesn't happen right now, it's going to take a while. It's going to take even longer for the fight to happen because I'm sure if he beats Povetkin, then the other mandatories will start to pile up, and before you know it, we don't even see the fight. So both sides need to just come on with it, man, and make the fight. This is not a one-sided thing where it's just AJ and his team not wanting to make the fight. If they offer him 12.5 million pounds, which would be almost $19 million, there's no way in hell Deontay Wilder cannot take that fight. If it's 12.5 million pounds, that's the key. If it's 12.5 million and it's a $60 million fight, which I think that's bullcrap. They should offer him more than that, if that's the case. But you got, 2 different sides. One side is saying it's 12.5 million. Am I wrong to say Wilder's ducking if he turns down the offer? Well, the issue is, what is the offer? Is it 12.5 million or is it 12.5 million pounds? If it's 12.5 million pounds, that's almost 18.5, almost $19 million. If that's the case, then damn right he ducking. If that's the case, then damn right he ducking. But if that's not the case, if it's 12.5 million, they should offer him a little bit more than that. Because if it's a $60 million fight, he's taking 12.5 million. I mean, they could at least bump it up to 15, 16, 17, 18 million. In my eyes, AJ's still walking away with the most money. Man, I've heard Kiwi Boxing say that it's 12.5 million pounds. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure if he's right. I looked on Boxing Scene, I ain't see nothing about it. So if it's 12.5 million pounds, that's 19 million. That's what I'm saying. I'm confused. You got two different sides. You got two different sides saying two different things. Hearn needs to come out and say what the real offer is. I ain't heard him so quiet in a long time. He's usually out there talking a lot. So at this point, I wish Coogan Cassidy, IFL TV, would go over to Hearn and get a damn interview and see how much they really offer him. That's what I'm saying, Ross. I'm not sure. I've heard 12.5 million, and I've heard 12.5 million pounds. So at this point, I'm not really sure which one it is. You know what I'm saying? I do think if Wilder's team, if it's 12.5 million American dollars, I do think Wilder's team is probably going to send back. It's probably a fake offer just to bluff him. I agree with that. But at this point, they kind of, that offer was made 2 days ago. I heard Shelly Finkel was going to send back a counter offer. I'm not sure what's taking so long. I just wish all the negotiations would happen behind closed doors and get it all out the way. And it is funny that now AJ came out yesterday and said that if Wilder's team thinks, they did the numbers, if Wilder's team thinks it's a $100 million fight, then they should throw out the offer to AJ and he'll take a 50-50 split, which he's the A side. If Wilder's team thinks it's a $100 million fight, then they should host the event and finance it if they think that's a $100 million fight, but they can't do that. So at this point, AJ and Hearn have all the negotiating chips on their side. I understand the low balling. Like I said yesterday, it's all about negotiation. Guys are going to throw out a low number just to see if he'll bite on it, And if not, maybe they can negotiate up a little bit and get the fight done. But at this point, they don't have but 25 days left to get this whole thing done and over with. So it's kind of like, oh, man. They're kind of playing a deadly game, at this point. It's kind of like a deadly game because if they don't get the fight done, which I've heard guys on YouTube now making videos saying Wilder should just walk away and not even have the fight. And then you'll say that AJ was ducking. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like guys on YouTube, they change the narrative to fit their agenda. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just coming out and saying, look, man, both teams bullshitting. Let's just get the fight done. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the fight. Let's get it done. It's one guy's wrong, but the other guy's right. This guy's bullshitting, but now Wilder wants to fight 100%. But Wilder's not really putting forth an effort to take less money to make the fight. Wilder came out and said that he would take whatever they offer him. He'll take 10%. He said he didn't care. But now that's changed, and no one is talking about that. It's like what AJ said yesterday. They've taken it and flipped it to now AJ wants $50 million guaranteed to fight Wilder. I've seen, titles that say that when that's in all actuality not what he said, and you're actually taking the guys that follow these guys on YouTube and you brainwashing them into thinking, oh, well, damn, AJ is ducking. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's crazy, man. That's a false narrative that they pushing. The video should say both guys need to come to the table and make the damn fight happen. These clowns will be fighting, whatever. I agree. But I mean, the problem for Wilder is, it's like if you go on a job and for your profession, whatever you do, the most you've been paid is $20 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Your profession tops out at $22 an hour, and you got 1 year of experience or whatever, nobody's gonna overpay somebody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is trying to get whatever they get on a budget price or what it's worth. So for Wilder to say if the 18.5 million is true, I'm not sure. If that's true, then that's crazy as hell. But I see it as a $60 million fight. Eddie Hearn might not see it as that. Eddie Hearn might see it, his numbers might say it's a $50 million fight or it's a $40 million fight. But they should, if that's the case, if they offer Wilder 12.5, they should at least give him some of the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? He should get some of the American pay-per-view just to make up the extra money, just to make the fight happen, just to negotiate a little bit of wiggle room. I'm sure Hearn got some wiggle room in the negotiation where he can make it happen. They just need to make the fight happen. All this shit on Twitter and YouTube and all this shit about airing out all the offers and shit, man, just go behind closed doors and get the damn fight done. It's like everybody wants to prove to their fans that they're not the one ducking. But in all honesty, they may be the one ducking. It's just, man, just go behind closed doors, man. Get on the phone and make the fight happen. Quit negotiating through Twitter, YouTube, and all this shit, because it's not doing nothing but starting a whole bunch of mess, man. Most of us real boxing fans that don't have agendas just want to see the fight. We don't give a damn who makes what. I don't give a damn what AJ makes. I don't give a damn what Wilder makes. I'm not like a big fan of either guy. I don't really care who wins the fight. I think AJ's going to win the fight, though. And that's going to be crazy. If AJ does win the fight, if the fight happens and AJ wins the fight, it's going to be a lot of dudes on YouTube that's going to be like, man, they going to be getting their ass tore the fuck up because they have gone all the way in with this shit, man. This narrative that AJ is ducking and shit. So I don't know, man. I think both guys bullshitting at this point. I think both guys should have a little bit more wiggle room in the negotiation. But is it both guys or is it both teams? I think Wilder will win. He could win, man. He might win that damn fight. He might win. But if he doesn't, then what? You know what I'm saying? If AJ doesn't win, then what? I don't think either guy's career is over if they lose the fight. But I think their fan base is making it to where they're going to have to answer whoever loses the damn fight. Somebody's got to answer because you're making 2- and 3-hour videos with false narratives and shit. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just a bunch of mess, man. Just had a damn fight. I don't see why it's this goddamn hard to get the fight done. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand. It makes literally no sense to me. It's not that hard a negotiation, man. I don't think. Both sides should budge a little bit, and both guys should budge a little bit and make the fight happen. But that was just my take on it, man. I just headed to a meeting and was just in my office looking at YouTube videos, man. I just saw a lot of false narratives, man, coming from both sides, and I don't know. I just thought I'd do a quick live stream, man, while I'm driving to this meeting, just to say how I feel about it. 'Cause I'm sure there's a lot of people out there on YouTube that watch, boxing fans that feel the same way as me, and I'm sure Ross Clyde, and I'm sure, plenty of other people on YouTube, man, feel the way we feel. Just make the fight happen, man. Stop with all the propaganda. Stop with all the false narratives. Stop with all the mess. Just get the fight done. And that's all we want. And I'm out. Peace.